bring you the latest on U.S. strikes on Venezuela. Details coming in of how U.S. President Donald Trump has spoken for the first time after the airstrikes in Venezuela. This after the capture of Nicolás Maduro. Trump has lauded the entire operation. He said that the team has done an incredible job. He's asserted U.S. will decide who will rule Venezuela next. U.S. President also claiming Maduro wanted to negotiate, but he did not and directed his capture. That's the latest coming in. This, remember, as any minute now, that news briefing that is set to happen, which will be led by U.S. President Donald Trump, where he will share details on the U.S.'s stance over Nicolás Maduro's capture and the strikes that were carried out by the United States on Venezuela. We've been getting you back-to-back developments of how Venezuela has been assessing the extent of damage. And now in the latest, US President Donald Trump, who said that it was a successful operation, not one hit. All their men are fine. And although Maduro wanted to negotiate, but they directed his capture. Sandeep Punithan now joining us live with further details of what's expected. Most importantly, Sandeep, that will happen as part of this news briefing that Trump will lead, because they are saying that they did what they had to do and it was intentional.
Well, what you're going to see right now at Mar-a-Lago is Trump's victory lap. The fact that he, authorized a special forces raid to go and capture President Maduro from a heavily fortified military compound in Caracas. Him and his wife, they were flown out by U.S. Special Forces, Delta Forces. They were brought to the USS Iwo Jima, which is an amphibious assault ship standing off the coast of Venezuela. And from there, they're going to be brought by helicopter to New York. This is a remarkable operation. Much as we talk about the collapse of a rules-based order, the fact that the United States, preaches a rules-based order to the rest of the world, but then does exactly as it pleases. You have to understand that this is an exceptional special forces operation. I mean, of the kind that we have possibly not seen in the recent past. And the US has had a history of special forces operations going completely awry. We saw that happening in Iran in 1980, in Somalia in 1993. Of course, Abbottabad did rescue a lot of their credibility with the raid on killing Osama bin Laden. But today, Trump is actually going to, run this victory lap, saying what a great thing he's done, and he will hope for a bump for his approval ratings, which are really pretty pathetic right now in the United States. So this is the kind of exactly the kind of textbook military operation that Trump wanted to tell the American people that the Monroe Doctrine is back under him, and both the Americas are under the sway of the United States, and it will do exactly as it pleases in its backyard. And Maduro is someone who's been, a thorn in the flesh of the United States. Before that, it was Hugo Chavez for 25 years or so. Venezuela is a country that slipped out of the US orbit. And we expect to see Trump signal the fact that there is a regime change operation in Venezuela. They brought Chavez, they brought Maduro back to stand trial. It's it's literally a replication of what the United States did under George Bush Sr. in 1989 with Panama. But of course, Panama is a much smaller country. Venezuela is a huge military power. It's almost 1 million square kilometers. It's a large country. And the fact that what the United States did today is going to be watched very closely across the world, especially from other countries like North Korea, Iran, of course, Russian Federation, and last and not the least, China. So there is going to be huge signaling from Mar-a-Lago today. President Trump, he's already been beating the drums on this one, talking to Fox News, saying what a great operation it was, and the United States is the only country in the world that could have pulled off an operation of this nature. But the rest of that story is unfolding. We don't know if there is actually a regime change in Venezuela, what's happening on the ground there. We just know that the US carried out a huge special forces operation, a surgical strike, if you will, to bring President Maduro and his wife back to the United States to stand for trial.